Hello everyone, this is Hamza Zulfikar from Upswing Services, and today we have Hamad Ali Nasir from Buybox Expert. Today we will be discussing a very interesting topic, which is named as what are the launching strategies on Amazon for new products. How's your day going, Hamad?
First of all, thank you so much, Hamza, for having me. And the day is going fantastic as usual. But yeah, it's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you. So let's start, or let me share the screen so that we can get started with the
Sure,
with the presentation.
absolutely.
Yeah, I hope you can see my screen. My
I
screen is
can, I
visible to
can.
you, right?
Yep, it is.
Yeah. So today's topic is very interesting, and we will be discussing Amazon launch strategies in two parts. There will be part one and there will be part two in coming weeks. However, for the part one, we have some contents of listing retail readiness, keyword analysis, keyword selection, factors affecting the ranking, and how to check indexing. And the part two, which we will be discussing in coming weeks, is PPC structure. We have divided the video in both parts so that due to time constraint. So let's start with the listing retail readiness, and I will ask Hamad, I will request Hamad to get started with the listing retail readiness, please.
Fantastic, fantastic. So yeah, when it comes to like launching a product on Amazon, the most, I would say, pivotal factor or the most critical factor, the most important factor that people tend to neglect is the listing retail readiness. I mean, no matter how much you spend on PPC or no matter how much like you do giveaways or use black hack tactics, nothing will work compared to your listing retail readiness, like the factors that affect retail readiness for the listing. And just like you have enlisted the factors of like product title, product images, bullet points, description, stock availability, customer reviews, star rating, and A plus EBC, like the brand content. So all of these factors play a pivotal role. Let's say, like, if we were only to talk about product title, a good product title with all the right keywords in the title will get you indexed alone. Like, it can save you like a lot of money for PPC if your product title was built right. Indexing will increase, indexing will be good. The customer will be more focused on the title because it will have the all the important information that comes along with it. So like so on and so forth. The importance of product title cannot be emphasized enough for any product. No matter one of my golden rules or one of like the I would say the one thing or one mantra that I talk to everyone about is that no matter how much you invest in PPC, unless and until your listing is ready, you will not see conversion. Because what PPC does is that it drives traffic to the listing. I mean, if my listing is poor, if my listing is not A plus, if my listing is not good enough, no matter how many eyeballs I get on my product listing, I will just not get the conversion, and the PPC dollars will go to waste. So that is why I could never emphasize, I would want to emphasize a lot on the importance of listing retail readiness, starting with the product title and then the product images, how good the images are. Do they comply with Amazon's policies? And do they give like, and images should be giving you a very clear description of the product, like how is it in use or how the product looks like, what the dimensions are, and all that, all those things. Because product images is like customer after reading the title, the most convincing part on the listing page or the landing page is the images. The better the images, the good the images are, the better chances you have of conversion. And then also bullet points, description, now before stock availability, bullet points and description, those play a pivotal part too. Like most of people, what the mistake that I have noticed people making is that they try to sell the product. On Amazon, you don't try to sell the product, you try to sell the benefits. So bullet points and descriptions, whenever you mention benefits, like if you're selling a, let's say a USB device that can connect 3 phones and 2 laptops, or like a charger or a power bank, you do not say, I mean, there are 2 options. Either you can mention that it has 4 ports, it can connect 3 devices, it can connect 2 devices, or it can do this and that. The second option is that you can say that you can charge 5 laptops within 4 hours, and the backup power is like it will run for eight hours. So, like just an example, bullet points like these play a pivotal part. Like, what is your unique selling proposition? Is that USP mentioned in the bullet points? Is it mentioned in the description? Is it mentioned in the product title? And how good are you selling the benefits? You never sell the products, you only sell the benefits. And the better you list the benefits in the bullet points and the description, the better your conversion would be. And then when it comes to the A9 algorithm, obviously it gives preference to the products that have higher stock availability. So if you launch a product and you have a good stock in the warehouse, so the algorithm will basically pick your listing for sale, because it knows that you have the stock, and the more you sell it, the more fees Amazon will collect and all that. So that's also a very pivotal factor that comes into play. And then customer reviews. So anyone, like if you and I, or anyone for that matter, we were shopping online, how would we know if the product is good enough? Or how would we know if the product is legit? Or is it a scam? Or is it a faulty product? Or is the service good? Everyone reads reviews these days. Like reviews are, if one factor, if I were to pinpoint one factor that would incredibly influence a customer decision, it would be customer reviews. So reviews play a very big role. Like, what if you have a new product launch, and if you get one bad review in the start, like your product will go down the drain. No matter how many reviews follow that, the first review, if that is poor, or if that is poorly worded, or if that is a negative review, it will not let you have a performance that you had planned for. Consequently, if you get one positive review or a good review in the start, then the flywheel will start kicking in, and then you'll start getting positive reviews and sales, and so like the velocity and all that. So reviews for a new launch are imperative. And so I would suggest, I suggest people going through the Wine program to get as many reviews possible in the start. And basically, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the retail readiness score, I'd say, is like maybe above 4.1 star and 5 or 15 reviews, something like that. I think we can add it over here too. So that's like a basic requirement for a listing retail readiness, that is a benchmark that you need to have in order for your listing to be qualified as retail ready. So that is what you need to hit. And then at the end of the day, EBC, or A+ brand content, like that has its own importance altogether. And all of these things combined, like product title, images, bullet points, description, these I believe account for the overall A+ content. I mean, I believe this is what A+ content is called. All of these things combined. So everything in its own plays a pivotal role. And once these things come together, they're called as like A+ listing. And if your listing is A+, then it will convert on its own. Like organic conversions will be good. And if you invest in PPC, it will be even better. So that is the importance of listing retail readiness, I'd say.
Yeah, that was great ton of information. I would also like to add more words into it. And the product title, as you said, product title and bullet points plays a very important role in creating a listing retail readiness part. So I would also like to add that the keywords on which we need to rank on organically, that must be placed inside the title specifically for 150 characters. That we need to, because on mobile, I think so it's like 150 or 100 characters that's shown on mobile screen.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that the main keywords on which we need to have good rankings, we must be placing those keywords into the title and bullet points, mainly title, right?
Absolutely.
Please.
One more thing. So I was checking this feature the other day for Amazon, and basically it gives you a market pulse. like what the audience is liking and what the audience is not liking. So maybe you can pick up the pulse, check the market pulse from that Amazon feature, pick up the negative sentiment and the positive sentiment, and you can use that in the bullet points like a unique selling proposition. Or you can, let's say, if the audience, let's say you're selling let's say perfume, and the audience says that the smell is too pungy, or like it is not long lasting, maybe you can pick those points, improve your product, and mention those points in the bullet points. Like if the perfume is too pungent, you can mention in the bullet points that less pungent. And if the perfume is not long lasting, you can mention in the bullet points that it lasts like 12 hours or 24 hours, or like for whatever hours it would last. So you can turn the market, you can check the market pulse, pick up the negative sentiment, turn it into a positive sentiment, add it to your bullet points, and that is where you have your unique selling proposition, or that is where you're selling the juice of the product.
Exactly. I 100% agree with this. USP, unique selling proposition points, are very important, and with the keywords. Keywords plus USP
Absolutely.
will play a very vital role in having the listing retail readiness up to 100%, right? And the stock
Yeah,
availability is must, because that is somewhat directly proportional to the buy box percentage, featured offer percentage, FBA, FBM.
absolutely.
The more we have FBA products, the more we have stock availability, we have competitive pricing. It's directly proportional to the featured offer percentage, which is very important. If you don't have featured offer percentage, you run PPC or not run, that's equal, because if you have the buy feature offer, that's the way the people can buy your product. And the next slides, we have some, you can say, bad titles, bad bullet points that needs to get optimized. As Hamad said, that the title should be of 200 characters. It's according to the criteria category. Some categories allows 150, most of the categories allows 200 characters. And yeah, the title needs to be optimized with the 200 characters, with the keywords into it, with the USP points into it, while the bullet points needs to be minimum 250 characters. As you can see in this example, the title is not optimized. Obviously, the bullet points are not optimized with the character limit we have. No USP, no USP points, no keywords. So these are basically somewhat essential parts which we need to focus on while running any PPC. Beforehand, we need to focus on these points, right? Because running alone PPC will not
Absolutely.
help you if you don't have your listing with retail readiness. And yeah, so this thing, title, bullet points, and then we have product description. There's no A plus EBC enhanced brand content. The rating is very low, however, but the reviews are somewhat meeting the retail readiness target. But um, as a part of all this, it's a very zero listing, I must say. So the guy who's selling this, I'm feeling bad for him, but he needs to get these things done and running any PPC, right?
Absolutely. Yep. Because no matter what amount of PPC you run on this listing, no matter how many people you bring to this listing, they will just not convert.
Yeah,
Because I mean, when they go through the description, when they go through the bullet points, the images, and on top of that, I see that the reviews are not so good too, and you
yeah.
have like a negative review like on in the very top. So I mean, if I were a person and I saw an ad of this listing and I came to this listing and I sort of scanned it quickly, I would not buy it.
Exactly, and the main image is just crushing it like to the 0
Yeah,
point, and the main image is not at all attractive.
absolutely. Yeah.
Let's move towards our next
Mhm.
part, keyword analysis. As we said, as Hamad said, as I said, that placing keywords is very important in the listing content before running any PPC. So what's the right approach to do the keyword analysis? What's the market trend to do the keyword analysis? What are different methods of doing the keyword analysis? I will like to ask Hamad to put some words into it and let us know what keyword analysis methods are.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, for keyword research, I'd say that there are pretty much like as many keyword research methods as there are Amazon PPC enthusiasts out there, because everyone sort of has their own method. But then there are some generic methods that have been tested and that have been like tested to perform good. And some of the most common ones, if we were to go over those, would be like the way everyone just, if you type in your main keyword, then you use Helium 10 to figure out or filter out your top 10 ASINs. Then you do the Cerebro keyword research, the reverse ASIN on Helium 10. Then you download the report. Then you segment out keywords based on the relevancy and search volume. And then you also segregate that based on long tail keywords or short tail keywords. Then you also pick up keywords that have a different rate of CPR8. So like there are very different bifurcations when it comes to keyword analysis. But if I were to sort of pinpoint for a beginner level a keyword research, then it would be as simple as, just like you've mentioned, type in your main search term, identify the top 10 ASINs by looking at the images and the description too, because a lot of time there will be ASINs that are not relevant to your product but show up because of ads, or they are indexed for a keyword that you're searching for but are not like very much relevant to that keyword. So pick those ASINs that are highly relevant to your product, then perform the reverse ASIN with Helium 10. Then you like pick up those keywords. Then you can also use Helium 10 to further sort of filter out which keywords do you want. You can use like the search volume filter. You can use the ranking filter. You can use the competitor filter. So you can play around with the keyword list, because if your initial list will return like around, I'd say 5,000 keywords or something, whereas all you need is like 100, 200 keywords for a product. So you need to filter out your list, like which keywords perfectly describe your product and which keywords do you want to rank for. So once you filter that out using Helium 10 filters, then you download the report. And once you download the report, then you add the relevancy formula, because that is very important. You want to filter out the chunk of keywords that are highly, highly relevant to your product. And then you can probably bifurcate them or segregate them based on the search volume or CPR8 day. But then again, relevancy is extremely important, because you are selling or you're about to enter a niche that, or you picked the top 10 ASINs from a niche that you are about to enter. So you should be targeting all of those keywords that those top 10 ASINs are ranking for. So in order to do that, you need your keywords to be highly, highly relevant to those top 10 ASINs. So that is why you need to have the relevancy formula. Honestly speaking, I'm not that good with relevancy formulas and Excel in general, but thank you so much for mentioning that formula. That will come in handy to a lot of people. So yeah, this is one sort of a process that you can use for identifying keyword for your PPC campaigns. And also what I've always been a big supporter, or I've always been like, what should I say, big time into using the keywords that we use through Helium 10, using those keywords into backend search terms, also bullet points and listing, so that the A9 algorithm, so because when you run auto campaigns, where does the A9 algorithm pick the data or to run your ads on? It picks the data from backend search terms for your bullet points from your title. So do add all of like high search volume keywords to the bullet points, to the backend search terms, to the title, because that is where your indexing will come from. That is what will trigger the A9 algorithm to rank your product on those specific keywords. So your initial keyword research should be very, very strong. And this is one of the basic methods. I mean, you can use brand analytics. You can use search query performance report. You can use like a couple of tools from Jungle Scout and all that. So there are a myriad of tools that you can use. But then again, Helium 10 is the best for beginners, I'd say.
Yeah, I couldn't agree anymore. The steps are very easy. And as you said, downloading the report and just segmenting the keywords into the long tail, short tail. I would also add root keywords, because root keywords are what that plays a very most important role in linking up PPC and listing and everything. So I would also segment that thing into the root side. And yeah, the formula is so easy. Like we just when download the report, we just need to add a column and we need to insert that formula. Now, what does this formula does? That it lets you know that this ASIN has been targeted for this keyword or in one first to 48 position. So it lets you know that this keyword is being ranked by these ASINs, like 10 ASINs, 8 ASINs. So this is one of the method, and we do have one more method which is more automated and which is more, I must say, good enough for intermediate level from beginning Helium 10 and then moving forwards. That names as data dive. So in Helium 10, we can
Yeah.
just select 10 ASINs, but in data dive, we can select up to 30 ASINs. And that's pretty good. We can because the more data, the more concise and the more good our decisions will be, right? So in this Helium 10, we do the manual thing. It does have some filters into it, but yeah, this formula is done manually, but the data dive already lets you calculate the relevancy percentage by its own automated system and formulas. You just need to select or pick 30 relevant ASINs on your side, and it will definitely have a master keyword list, and you can just go into it. And the very best part I like about it, it's just you need to click the B on the left side, and it will just let you know that these are the branded keyword terms or branded keywords. Now you need to exclude these keywords, include these keywords. It's up to you, but it's better that you just exclude these keywords, and you can just then create the listing and include these keywords into the PPC. And moreoverly, the data type also lets you segment automatically by its own programming, that these are the roots keywords, these are the outlier keywords. So I pretty much like data dive, but for the beginners, as you said, Hamad, the Helium 10 gives a lot more information and
Yeah.
one can use easily, right?
I've been a very big advocate of Helium 10, and like Brandon Jung has built this amazing tool like Data Dive, and the team is working fantastic to like bring all the new features. I cannot like I would say Data Dive is one of my favorite tools when it comes to all of this, because it has
Yeah,
features that I wish Helium 10 had, but then
yeah,
again, Data Dive is a couple of steps ahead. But then again, you need to know to how to use this tool, because as the saying goes, a tool is as good as the user.
yeah,
So if the user is good enough, the user is learned enough, or if you're fluent with the tool can do wonders for you. So Data Dive is like a somewhat complicated to use. I'd say if you were a beginner, you'd need some education on the tool. But if you were working on Helium 10, that is more user friendly. But then when it comes to results, Data Dive is off the charts. It gives you insights no other tool for. So I agree with you, especially the relevancy
yeah,
part.
yeah. Definitely, definitely. So let's move towards the second slide, which is keyword selection, and that's very important for the selection of the keywords. Before picking any keywords, there should be some criteria on what basis we need to select the keywords after doing a best keyword analysis through either data dive, through either Helium 10, through any other softwares. So what's the part of the keyword selection you need to take care of? Would you like to continue, Hamad?
Yeah, absolutely. So the only thing that where it all begins is that what is your intent for a keyword? What purpose are you selecting a keyword for? What encompasses or what your vision is with a keyword selection? So if you want to rank, then there is a different set of keywords. If you want sales velocity, then you should have a different set of keywords like CPR8. And then if you want keywords that are relevant, if you want keywords that you want to add in the backend search terms, titles, bullet points, etc., then you go for relevancy keywords. But if you just want your product to be shown, your product to get a lot of eyeballs, then you focus on the search volume keywords. So picking the keywords is a very I'd say is a tricky part. And then if you are to run PPC on those keywords, that's another debate on its own. And how do you segregate the campaigns? Which match type do you? But I mean, we can cover all of that in the PPC structure. But keyword selection should always be based on what your vision is with the keywords. I mean, if you add search intent keywords into PPC, and you're expecting to rank on those keywords, then it's probably going to backfire, because search intent keywords will not necessarily bring you the ranking that you are looking for. Similar is the case if you are looking for sales velocity, then you would not want to select search volume keywords, because it is not necessary that a keyword that has a very high search volume will bring in a lot of sales velocity, no matter how much you spend on it. So if you want sales velocity, if you want organic rankings improved, if you want to sell your stock out faster, you'll go for CPR 8 days keywords. And those keywords might not necessarily have a lot of search volume, but they will bring in the sales velocity. So it all depends on you. How do you want to proceed with the keyword selection, what your intent is, and what is your main goal? So it all depends on that. But for like, if I were to say for a new product launch, if I were to select a set of keywords, if I were low on budget, I would go with relevancy. If I had more budget and the client or someone wanted sales velocity, I would go for CPR 8 day. If I were more laid back, relaxed, I would go for search intent and search volume keywords. So that is sort of my selection in general. But then again, like, this is pivotal. You have to decide what you want out of a keyword selection.
Yeah. So clients ask me, is there any method on what basis I can see that this keyword will be ranked after this much sales or after this much days? So I tell him that there is one option. We can see that if we have this much sale in 8 days, we can have a good ranking on page first. And that is known as CPR 8 days, because that's a very important, plays an important role in ranking. Although it's not coming from the Amazon itself, but yeah, Helium 10 has their own some formula behind it, and they just calculate that these much are the sales we need for 8 days, continuous 8 days, in order to rank your product on page 1 for a specific keyword. For example, if this is a pen and this pen has a CPR 8 days of, let's say 30, that means 30 means I need 30 sales in 8 days so that I can rank this pen onto a keyword blue pen on first page, right? And we are running out of time. So let's continue to the next slide. Yeah, factors affecting the ranking. So basically, as we have discussed, listing retail readiness, these are the factors that are affecting the ranking. Listing retail readiness, we have already discussed in detail what are the listing retail readiness points and parts. Relevancy, the relevancy between the search terms and the listing content you have. Conversion rate of the product you are going for. Click-through rate, which is very, 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 very important. Add to carts, how much historical add to carts you have in the past for that keyword or for that product. External traffic, what revenue is being created by that product historically. If it's having a good CTR, good conversion rate, obviously the revenue will be also good. SKC, that means single keyword campaigns. I would also add in here single product campaigns. When you need to rank on something, when you need to rank on a product for a specific keywords, you need to make sure that a specific single product and keywords are there in order to rank, so that you can have more and more control over that keyword and over that product, while controlling via placement optimizer, placement modifiers. Now we have seen that Amazon also rolled out a feature of playing with the rest of search placement modifiers. So yeah, we can control much keyword on a level of singly keyword campaign and product campaign, and then competitiveness of the keyword and the market. So these are just basic factors that are affecting the ranking, and that we have discussed in detail over our previous slides. And now I would like to move towards the next slide, because
just adding a bonus strategy. I mean, it just struck my mind right now. Like, I would so back in the days, like 2 or 2.5 years ago, or 3 years ago, probably, what I used to do for like my new product launches was that, and this is a tested strategy. I did test it. I was pretty sure I know how the algorithm works for that. But in short, what I used to do was that I would type in my main search term, my main keyword in the Amazon on the Amazon website.
Okay.
And then a list of products would come appear on the page, and then I would go to the top right corner, sort it out by newest on Amazon. So it would give me a list of all the products. It would show me all the products that were new to the niche. And then I would extract all of those products, all of those ASINs, and then I would create two different campaigns, like SD product targeting campaigns and SD product targeting campaigns, targeting those products. What that did for me was that, one, I was wherever they were going, because all of those products were new launches. So they were investing heavily in PPC and all that. But what I was doing, I was just following them wherever they were going on their landing pages. So let's say if they were winning a bid of $5 on a keyword and a customer clicked on their product and then the customer went on their landing page, there I'd be sitting with an SD ad or SP ad with literally 1/10 of the cost. So, but I'll have obviously better listings and PDP and all that. So the customer would be enticed to check out my listing, and then they'd click on my listing, and then they'd come to my landing page. Obviously, I'll get the conversion. So I literally used to steal sales off of those new market entrants. So that was the strategy I used for my new product launches. And that was like extremely low cost, because I mean, I did not have to invest heavily in the keywords. I was not investing in SB ads. I was only investing in product targeting, SP and SD ads, and I was ripping off of sales from the new market entrants. And also, the other thing that happened was that I was gaining ranking for their main keywords too.
Okay.
Because the customer.
So
yeah, sorry, not to derail it, but yeah, that is one of the strategies that I used to do in the past.
I just love the strategy, and I will definitely say that I cannot emphasize more on offensive and defensive ASIN strategies. That plays pretty much role in defending and offending your listing.
Yeah.
And the strategy which you told is obviously worldwide named as defensive ASIN strategy, offensive ASIN strategy, and obviously defensive is also very important while defending your own listing page. Now let's move towards our last slide, which is check indexing, because before going for the ranking, indexing is the part you need to go for. And when you have an indexing for a keyword, you can get better rank on that keyword. And in order to check, we have two methods. One is checking manually, and one is by a software, obviously, which is named as Helium 10. You can just go onto Amazon, write your ASIN, write your keyword on which you need to check the indexing. Just like we have like XA ASIN with the barbecue on which I need to check whether I'm indexed or not on this ASIN with this keyword for this keyword. So the Amazon page will definitely show me if Amazon page shows me the product of my own ASIN, that means I'm indexed. But if it doesn't, that means I'm not indexed. Similarly, you for the automation or for the software part, you can go for the Helium 10. Would you like to add something into it, Hamad?
No, I completely agree with you. Like I used to check through Helium 10, but ASIN plus keyword, that has been like in the old days a very good process, or I'd say trick to check your indexing and how your BSR is improving. So I endorse that. Yes.
Exactly. I would definitely have to have more conversation on this factors affecting the ranking, but due to time constraint, we're just winding up. And yeah, with the line from Kevin King that we're the best place to hide a dead body on page 2 of Amazon search result. So it was nice talking to you and discussing this topic with you, Hamad. Thank you so much for coming in and putting out the points and your experience into this topic. We will have a second part on which we will go further while discussing the PPC structure and PPC guidelines, everything. Till then, thank you so much again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hamza. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, Baba.
Take care. Bye.
Take care.